Coachella Valley is essentially a resort town. A resort town highly desired, well acclaimed worldwide. It's becoming more and more like that. So the traffic congestion is a big word, right? And congestion is what everyone thinks of when they think of traffic. And congestion that we see in adjacent cities in Riverside County, as well as San Diego County, Santa Clara County, are not seen here. And that's, of course, because of design. We have different industries here. This is not yet a high-tech corridor. It's mainly agriculture, tourism, golfing, wealthy retired community, casinos, native Indian reservations, parks, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great, sustainable place. Biodiversity is well respected with all the great trails. So you have all this going on. So it's a great incubator, as well as a great location to transform. Because you don't have to go into an old city like Rome, old cities like Boston, and just start, causing havoc by putting in a new highway lane or, changing things. It just creates a lot of tension for everyone. Here, we don't have that. So we have a lot of luxury here to really transform. So to the United States and most of the world, we're still in the third industrial revolution. This revolution has lasted about, 60 years, 50, 60 years. This is where we are using computing. We're using automations. Robotics in Sweden, Germany, Japan have been going on in the car manufacturing for a long time now. The only thing is, this automation technology with computing, tremendous powerful computing, is not yet autonomous, which means you have to have humans. There's a human hand of error. Humans get tired, so you have humans running all of this. So with the fourth industrial revolution we're entering now, you've got autonomous automation. So we can transform our current way of life in these 9 cities of Coachella Valley very easily. And of course, let's start with transportation. Transportation, as Professor Collins mentioned, just like the internet highway, it needs to be fine-tuned. And if we have gridlock on 111, you got problems. When this place doubles the population 3 years, we're gonna have a lot of problems with this infrastructure. So let's fix it now. And you could do that with the technology that's easily available through Internet of Things. What is the plan for the entire region? Is the plan to make this a digital corridor like Silicon Valley? And with native Indian ownership, with a lot of other interests for sustainability, I don't think we can do that. However, with fourth revolution, we can really transform the valley. This valley can be very autonomous, it can be very sustainable without the urban sprawl that you see in all the other counties in California. We're trying to solve problems. There are problems in San Diego, problems in New York, problems in big cities. But there's another word, versus using problems, we want to transform. So I mentioned that there's legacy technology. You have legacy cars that take diesel and fuel-burning cars, but in parallel you have connected cars, autonomous cars, which are all going to come in the mix. So in a short time, we're going to have all these cars on the roads. And with electric cars, autonomous electric cars, connected electric cars, slowly the fuel-based vehicles will dwindle. What do we want to do? We want to transform. So traffic is transformational in the Coachella Valley. It's not like we have a lot of problems to fix. And there's one term utilized by traffic scientists, public policymakers, and that's bandwidth. Bandwidth or mobility. Mobility is volume over capacity. So volume is the number of cars, giving them a supply of roads. And our volume versus capacity is quite high. In other places where you've got gridlock is quite low. Traffic lights and intersections. Traffic lights and intersections are today not smart. They're not dynamic. You'll be sitting at a traffic light near Home Depot off of 111 forever. And this is a very sustainable city. So it's not like we get impatient, but just think if we had all these cars coming in, there would be gridlock. So we've got problems with traffic intersection, traffic lights. Second one is monitoring of conditions. During all the rains we've had since October, these torrential rains, why aren't there CCTV cameras or video surveillance cameras monitoring conditions? So that then first responders, utilities can be alerted immediately and make some corrective action. And with IoT, of course, a lot of this manageability, maintenance will be done over the air. You don't have to send people all the time unless you have a broken pole. So that's one area. Road traffic laws, enforcement, taxing the people for behavior. So you have young people crashing because of their behavior. You have distracted drivers on the cell phones, that's a behavior. So all of these weaving, accelerating, decelerating on these basic roads here, which is really interesting, right? It's a human nature, needs to be changed. And the way you change it, you gotta penalize them. So road traffic laws need to be enforced using those cameras. Next one is inbound flow control. If you got a big Coachella music festival happening, and is there flow control means in the city, you do not want neighborhoods and main roads to be gridlocked, where cars are sitting at intersections. So you need to control and modulate cars entering the city, and that's called inbound flow control. And those technologies we need to install very soon in the Coachella Valley. Air pollution, noise pollution, intelligent street lighting and signs, none of those exist. Air, noise, lighting, all of these are impacting human well-being. Human well-being is health, and not only mental health, physical health and mental health. Air pollution is directly correlated with early fatalities, a lot of visits to ER, visits to emergency room. That's air quality. Not water, noise. Noise pollution is horrible with the current vehicles that we drive around. And noise, if you want to create a smart city, you have to give attention to noise pollution. So that those kind of things, behaviors need to be changed, or the technologies need to be changed. Street lights and warning lights, they don't exist in Coachella Valley. You do not see smart signs and smart street lights, smart parking. All that needs to happen. Transaction times at toll booths, parking meters, police citations, all those take time and block traffic. So you must, all that today with digital tokens, with digital wallets, you can make those transactions instant. Logistics. So today logistics makes up a big industry in Coachella Valley. We're bringing in goods, sending out goods in trucks. Fleet management. So logistics entails all of those things I listed there. Inventory, fleet management, asset management, the integrity of the products that you're sending, they don't go to spoilage. All of that needs to be done with Internet of Things. And then also, I covered air quality. We can already start introducing NOx and particulate matter filters, sensing filters in automobiles that use oil and gas. And these can be tied to the city. City can make extra revenue from this. You can manage fleets because the sensors are there already. You prevent more patients being created and ending up in the hospitals because of the dirty air. So many byproducts, positive byproducts come from NOx monitoring. So these are certain areas I covered in terms of services which are vital to mitigating traffic and also improving the technology foundation of the city.